further about the details as well. Let me show you another mechanism of that how a proto-oncogene is becoming bad, is becoming an oncogene in one form of cancer. Okay, so this is the mechanism of action of the RAS gene. It's very famous. RAS gene is very famous in cellular microbiology, and it's a kind of proto-oncogene. When I said it's a proto-oncogene, that means it is required to be there to execute the normal function. So this is the normal RAS oncogene, a RAS proto-oncogenes. So it's a common, a natural and normal RAS proto-oncogene which exists here. It produces a G protein. It produces a G protein, and G protein is the one which exists on our cell membrane. This is the cell membrane, okay? This is the cell membrane. It exists on our cell membrane. It works as a receptor. It works as a receptor protein. So that G protein will work as a receptor. A receptor is supposed to bind with another thing, which is called as stimuli. Stimulus. In this case, that stimulus is an hormone. So that G protein is able to bind with this hormone. Once the hormone is bind with the G protein, the normal G protein, it helps. I request or suggest all of you guys to go into the details of the mechanism. It actually activate. And start doing their job. This is a very common thing you will going to see in cell signaling, your cell signaling class, that a hormone binds with the receptor. It changes the conformation of the receptor and changes the ability of that receptor to do things. And then that receptor will be able to start executing a function. So the normal G protein, which is present in this signaling pathway, this is the system. Once the hormone binds with the receptor, that receptor activate the G protein came from the RAS proto-oncogene. So once this RAS proto-oncogene express, it produces a messenger RNA. That messenger RNA produce a protein, and this is that protein particularly. I was not correct when I was saying this is the G protein. This is not supposed to be the G protein. This is the receptor which receives the hormone, and G protein is bind with that receptor. Okay. So once the normal RAS protein receives the signal from its receptor, it got activated, means it got activated. So in terms of cell signaling, in case of cell signaling, the term activation means that there is a protein who is not able to execute a function. Once that protein is activated in cell signaling, most of the time it means it got phosphorylated. मेरी बात याद रखिएगा, it might help you, okay? It will phosphorylated. It means it phosphorylated. Once that protein is phosphorylated, that protein now is either called as activated or somebody who can execute the function. Somebody who can execute. Let's suppose if this is an enzyme, there is a active site of that enzyme here. That active site is not able to do any job until unless that protein is phosphorylated. If that protein is phosphorylated, the active site become like active, and then it can bind its substrate, it can execute the job. And that is how we get the function. That is how we get the job done. So in this particular case, you should be able to see that this is the G protein and here is the active site. You can see the pocket over there, So that in the normal RAS proto-oncogene, the normal active site, once the G protein is activated, this includes the phosphate groups. It becomes triphosphate. It becomes GTP. So a normal G protein when got phosphorylated here, it will become GTP. And when it will become phosphorylated, once it receives a signal from the receptor through this hormone. So this hormone activate the receptor and receptor activate the G protein and it will become GTP. That GTP is able to stimulate the cell cycle. Okay, you need to answer me how. That GTP is able to stimulate the cell cycle. When the job is done, when the cell is no longer required, if execute the job, this active form of the G protein should be reversed. So after the cell division, the cell should feel that I don't need to go for the cell division after that. It has done the job. Now, once the hormone is not there, the hormone is gone, the receptor is not bound with the hormone, the G protein should be able to reverse its configuration once again back to the less active version or an inactivated version. It should release the active components like the GTP should be converted into GDP and it should release the phosphate. And it also releases all the components out of that pocket. So this is now an inactivated version. It will not be able to do any job. It will not going to stimulate the cells to go for the cell division. That is a signal that cell should stop the cell division. So now you can guess that the presence of RAS proto-oncogene is important to tell the cells to go for the cell division. And once the cell proceed with the cell division, the G protein tells the cells once again that to stop the cell division and to stop the process of terminate the cell cycle, stops the cell cycle. And this is required in normal conditions. So there are two factors which are controlling the cells to go for the cell division. Number one, hormone, and number two is a functional molecule. And who is the functional molecule here? The G protein. Now what happens here? If a mutation occurs on the RAS gene, a glycine is replaced with a valine, that RAS proto-oncogene now become the bad guy. It will now become the RAS oncogene. It will now become the RAS oncogene. Now it will produce an abnormal version of this G protein. It's not a normal protein, it's like an oncoprotein now. Once again, the story begins with the hormone comes, binds with the receptor sends the signal through an intermediate factors to the signal to the G protein, but that G protein is not the normal because in here in the active site there is glycine is present over there. But now in the active site here, a very important place, there is a valine over there. So it's a bad situation. So once the hormone binds with the receptor, that leads to the binding and activation of the G protein. G protein got activated by creating GTP and it will trigger the cells to go for the cell division. Everything seems nice and fine here. But once the job is done, this pocket or active G protein should release that GTP as well. It should be able to reverse it. But that process of reversal is blocked because of that valine. That valine does not allow the GTP to release from here. GTP is like an ATP, okay? It does not allow that GTP to leave that pocket because of the mutation here. The GTP stays there. It will kept on sending the signal, more signals, more signals, more signals, more signals to the cell, and cell will stay in a state of in a state where it feels that it needs to go for the cell division, the cell cycle will keep on stimulating, and cell will keep on dividing, keep on dividing, keep on dividing, and that results in a pretty large number of unwanted cells which are not required in a normal situation, and that what we call as the tumor, the cancer. So nobody is there to remove. So one little mistake here, one little mutation, converting glycine into valine will change the ability of that active site not to release the GTP in the system, and will keep on pushing the cells to go for the cell division, and that is a kind of cancer. Hope you understand the mechanism of RAS, how it will become bad. So these are the things we know, and you are supposed to do to find a similar sort of novel stuff by in other form of diseases and in cancer. Okay, any question? If the mutation is there in the gene, you can ask this question like this here, that if a mutation is there and this mutation leads to a very weird version of that RAS protein, if the RAS oncoprotein becomes very weird because of the mutation, it will not execute the function at all. This is another type of disease. But that disease is not severe, because if that RAS is mutated and lost the function, what will happen? It's lost the function. If it lost the function, that means it will not be able to push the cell to go for the cell division. The cell might be dead after some time, after spending its natural time. It's bad, but it is not that bad if the mutation changes the nature of protein and activate it forever. This is more bad. So it depends that how a proto-oncogene is affected. If the proto-oncogene lost the function, the cell will not able to proceed or to go for the cell division normally. If it is overexpressed, the cell will proceed with the cell division more than normal, and that is not good. If it is mutated, loss of function, the cell will be dead. If it is mutated and gain of function like this, RAS, in that case, it's bad. It really depends on the situation in which the proto-oncogene is get affected. But you need to understand, if there is, in general, if there is a proto-oncogene function is upregulated, if a proto-oncogene function is upregulated, that is bad for the cell. If it is downregulated, it can only cause the cell death. If the function is upregulated, it can lead to the cancer. That's it. So badness in a cell and the cell become dead. That's the one situation. Badness in the cell and the cell become cancerous. That's a surviving problem that will cause the rest of the body to die as well. That's the case for the proto-oncogene. Gee, somebody raise the hand. Please ask your question.
Sir, correct me if I'm wrong. Overexpression is also because of mutations, right?
Overexpression?
Is also cause of mutation.
Mutation can also lead to the overexpression. That is exactly which I'm trying to you guys to understand as a philosopher. I'm feeling my philosophy bhi lagta hai na. So there is a gene. If the function and result is that if the function is upregulated, that gene is proto-oncogene. If that gene is proto-oncogene, and at the end of the day, the function is upregulated with whatever the way. One of the ways that mutation leading to the increase in function. The other way is that amplification. It may lead to increase in function. Other way, overexpression. It can lead to this function. So whatever the ways which can lead to this function, increase in the function of proto-oncogene, that is a cancer. But maybe there is a mutation in the proto-oncogene, there is a mutation, and that leads to cell death. That's safe comparatively with respect to this one. Hope this answered the question. ठीक है निम्रा?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, good.
सर
जी हमजा.
सर एक छोटी सी एक्सक्यूज मी सर एक छोटी सी कंफ्यूजन है वो ये कि इफ वी आर सेइंग दैट the cell division is controlled by growth factor, sorry, proto-oncogenes. So if there is any change occur in proto-oncogenes, then like what is the factors that are controlling the proto-oncogene expression? Like how they are regulated?
नहीं, you are
Did you get my
considering.
point?
नहीं, you are considering that there is only one factor which is controlling all this wonderful activity. The thing which you should understand, and I'm repeating the same as if MPhil student, that one function is not going to be controlled by one way. I have explained the downstream controllers. If you understand the thing which I have explained to Nimra about that the proto-oncogene might be mutated and increase its function, might be amplified, increase its function, might be overexpressed, and might be translocated. ठीक है ना? To increase. This is one way. Now this proto-oncogene has its own place on the gene, has its own promoter region as well on the gene. It is regulated by certain transcription factors as well on that region. That region has its own, epigenetic states, markers. That region has its own DNA methylation states. All these things collectively defines that how much expression of this proto-oncogene will be there. If anything bad happens with these things, that will going to affect the expression of the proto-oncogenes. Now, if a proto-oncogene does not work alone, है ना? अभी पिछले केस में देखा आपने, if proto-oncogene does not work alone, the proto-oncogene or the RAS protein, which is in case of normal situation, it's a normal G protein, but in case of cancer, it will become RAS. It itself controlled by this hormone indirectly, है ना? So that hormone came from somewhere else. So if the hormone is not there, the rest of the things are irrelevant. If something is producing more hormones, these things will be activated. So there is we are not lucky that there are one single thing which is controlling all these factors. So you can see here the regulators here, and you can see the lots of regulators here, which we have already studied how a gene is controlled. Hamza, it's clear?